The Indiana Office of Tourism Development says a record 79 million people visited the state last year. Several counties are hoping to cash in on Indiana's growing tourism industry by building new convention centers. As Barbara Brosier reports, the biggest challenge is coming up with money for the multi-million-dollar projects.
For the past decade, Monroe County leaders have lamented the need for a larger convention center.
We know every reason why all these groups are not coming here, and most of the time it comes down to the dates were taken, there was no space in the convention center, or we couldn't get the adequate room block we needed at a hotel.
Executive Director of Visit Bloomington, Mike McAfee, says the county loses 40 to 50 groups a year for those reasons. But he's confident that will soon change.
Our forecasts are telling us it's going to be $15 to $20 million in new expenditures in the county every year.
Expansion of the convention center is estimated to cost about $72 million, with a private developer footing about half of the bill to build an Embassy Suites hotel. To pay for its portion of the project, the Monroe County Council passed a 1% food and beverage tax this week. It wasn't an easy decision, and there's still plenty of opposition.
Infrastructure, fire, police, those are good things that we need tax bases and tax revenues to provide for the citizens. Expansions of hotels, seems to me that those belong in the private sector.
What's going to happen? They're going to have the same exact amount of people go through their drive-through, but next thing, oh wow, they're a little short of money, so instead of getting the double, they'll get the single. Doesn't sound like much, but you have the same amount of business, but you're going to have less of an average check or average dollar amount for order.
This latte cost me about $5. Now, with the food and beverage tax, I'll pay about 5 cents for that specific tax. If you get a latte once a week for a year, that's about $2.60.
In terms of the people I work with on a daily basis, I don't see 10 cents on a burger or a pizza creating a substantial impact on their lives.
Some question the potential profitability of the convention center, but county leaders say the point isn't for the center itself to make all of the money. They say it will have a ripple effect on the greater Monroe County area.
The tourism industry creates a job for about, it's like every $47,000 spent by visitors.
The county is teaming up with Indianapolis-based Sun Development on the expansion, which is working on a similar project in Plainfield in Hendricks County. Construction is underway on a $25 million conference center there. The facility won't open until next year, but its first conference is already booked.
We're hosting the Indiana Tourism Association in 2019. We have 4 other bids out right now for projects that'll be coming in 19, 20, and 21. And these are pieces of business that we would have never been eligible to host.
But this project is being funded differently than the convention center in Monroe County. Hendricks County is using a $6 million bond supported by its local innkeeper's tax. People who visit the county and rent rooms pay the levy. At 8%, it's among the highest rates in the state.
We developed a partnership with the county that allowed us to put back a portion of that, which is 1.5 points of the 8, which is about 18.75% of the total, and we dedicated that for tourism development. And that helped us start a fund that would lead us to eventually be able to incentivize the development.
Vigo County is also trying to figure out how to move forward with its plans for a convention center. The county banked on an agreement with Indiana State University for a $75 million project that included a renovation of the Holman Center Arena and building an adjoining convention center. But that partnership fell apart, and the county is left to figure out how to move forward on its own.
We want to revisit the food and beverage tax, so that may be something that we talk about in this session. Whether it's something they'll act upon or not, I don't know. We would love to be able to put those funds directly into the CIB so we can do community projects. The first one being a convention center.
Regardless of how counties choose to pay for the convention centers, the process of bringing their visions to fruition is lengthy. Monroe County will start collecting its food and beverage tax in February, and it will take much longer before bonds can be issued for construction. And the question remains, with so many different counties jumping to build new facilities, will the capacity outgrow the demand? For Indiana News Desk, I'm Barbara Brosier.
An accountant from Financial Solutions Group says food and beverage taxes tend to be more stable than an innkeeper's tax. During economic downturns, hotels often take a bigger hit than the restaurant business. While people may not spend as much during those times, they still go out to eat.